Hello everyone, welcome to my Euro 2024 preview for Germany. Today we're going to be taking a look at the way their team could set up going into the tournament, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and of course, a player to watch. Strap yourselves in, grab yourself a snack, and let's get into it. Let's dive right into the lineup, and I can see Julian Nagelsmann lining up Germany like this. Using his 4-2-3-1 system, I think he's going to utilise both a mixture of experience and youth to allow him to progress forwards. First of all, we have Andre ter Stegen in goal. Of course, Manuel Neuer could be an option, but I think he's going to go for the Barcelona goalkeeper. A back to centre-back pairing of Schlotterbeck and Rudiger really makes up that centre-back heart. And I do think that Schlotterbeck has had an absolutely fantastic campaign. If we take a look at some of his statistics, he is just phenomenal. Passes attempted, pass completion, progressive passes is something that I really want to mention. With 5.2 per 90, that puts him in the 89th percentile in Europe's top 5 leagues for his position. Just fantastic. 2.25 tackles per 90 as well, 1.69 blocks. He's had a sensational campaign with Borussia Dortmund, and I think he's going to partner Antonio Rudiger really well. Watch for one of them to drop off a little bit deeper and then one of them to get a little bit more aggressive, utilising those progressive passes from Schlotterbeck to really bring through into Mittelstadt. Now, he has had a really good campaign as well, and I was just looking through some of his stats, and they're off the charts. We can see that he's got 73.1 passes attempted. He's got a pass completion rate of 84.7%. But what's even more impressive are his progressive passes. And you're going to see this as a theme throughout this Germany side. A team with really high progression in the side, making sure that they're able to get the ball from back to front really economically and really with a good amount of dynamism. I really like this side, and not only can he really progress the ball forward with his passing, but he also carries it forward. 3 progressive carries per 90, puts him in the 86th percentile, successful take-ons of 1.54. But one more thing that I think is really impressive about him are his defensive statistics. Too many times we look at left backs and we look at their offensive capability before their defensive capability, and I think that Mittelstadt is really going to be able to pin down this Germany left-hand side and allow for the left winger to go forwards. 3.89 tackles per 90, that puts him in the 99th percentile in Europe's top 5 leagues, the top 1% in his position, obviously being left back. 1.97 interceptions as well. A fantastic record to be going for, and we know that this Germany side are going to have a lot about them. Joshua Kimmich at right back next to Antonio Rudiger is going to make up their back four. A midfield pairing of Kors and Andrich is a really good mix and blend, I think. If they wouldn't play Andrich, I was really torn between Pavlovic. I think he's got the youth, the real drive and a bit of exuberance about him to be able to join in with the attack when they go forwards. But Andrich is a really good level head, he's good defensively, and I think he's going to really help to really allow Kors to really open up his passing game. Kors has had a really good campaign once more with Real Madrid, and we can see that he's just fantastic. 11.1 passes per progressive passes per 90. In the 99th percentile, the top 1%, he averages 103 passes per game. He is a monster when it comes to passing statistics. And then when we also see the fact that he's got 4.65 shot creating actions per 90, he is able to get forward as well, and that's down to the entire team being able to push up and be that little bit more dynamic, really holding the opposition side in, utilising their possession that we know we can get from a Julian Nagelsmann side. And then you're looking towards the attack. Leroy Sané is a nightmare to deal with out on this right hand side. He's their first choice for me. I think he's really fantastic. Had a good campaign with Bayern Munich, but most of all, when we're talking about the progression, I think it's really important to notice that he's got that progression in him as well. 3.7 successful take-ons per 90, and you're looking for him to really drive past a couple of players, open up some space, open up some channels for those crosses into the striker, but also to be able to cut inside and take a shot himself. I think this flexibility is something that's really useful, and the dynamic that he could have with Joshua Kimmich really making those overlapping runs or even coming into midfield is something that I think Leroy Sané is going to be able to bring into this Germany side. On the other side, we've got Jamal Musiala. Now, you might be wondering why I haven't put him centrally. I think he'd work better out wide. His real touch is something that I think needs to be just marked upon. I think he is fantastic. 4.07 successful take-ons, and you're starting to take some shape when it comes to this Germany side. Both Sané and Musiala have the ability to take on a man, but at the same time, their progression through the passes and through their carries is really high. Over 5 progressive passes and progressive carries for Jamal Musiala, but also at the same time being able to come back. 1.78 tackles per 90. For a winger, that's really, really good, or for a midfielder, that's really good as well. 6 touches in the attacking penalty area. Watch for him to be really close-footed, tight feet, allowing him to drift and really slalom through between defenders before opening up a channel of space and then looking for that extra pass. Kai Havertz is going to be the man leading the line for me. I think he is the one with not necessarily the most experience, but I think he's shown the best form. And when we take a look at some of his real stats, I think he's really, really good. Another thing for midfielders, 3.3 aerial duels won per 90. That puts him in the 99th percentile. And if you think, well, he's playing as a striker, compare him against strikers. Well, we can do. And he's actually in the 83rd percentile for aerial duels won. He's in the 89th percentile for passes attempted. And again, he can also come back and be a bit more defensive as well. This just shows the roundness of this Germany side, the completion of this Germany side, and I think they're going to do a lot better than a lot of people give them credit for. Of course, all of this is brought together through the attacking capability of Florian Wirtz, who is one of the players of the season, if not the player of the season for Bayer Leverkusen, who obviously won the Bundesliga this year. 8.67 progressive passes, 5.45 progressive carries, yet again continuing that theme of them being able to progress the ball forwards. And then you've got his blocks, he's able to come and do a bit of a defensive job, but look out for the dynamic between Wirtz and Havertz. Wirtz will go forwards past Havertz at times, who's going to be able to drop in and then take those aerial duels, win those, and then rotate it around through into Musiala, through into Wirtz, and through into Sané, allowing for Germany to be that a little bit more dynamic. You're going to see a lot of rotation as well. Musiala drifting infield, Sané drifting infield, possibly the other way around. This Germany side has a load of different flexible options to allow them to go forwards, and it's through all of these avenues that I think they're going to be a massive, massive danger. When it comes to strengths, I think Germany's major strength is the balance that they have between the elder statesmen and the younger players. Not only do you have a really, really young, vibrant, exciting attacking three in Musiala, Wirtz and Sané, but you also have real experience, real level-headedness in Toni Kroos, in the likes of Rudiger, Kimmich, Ter Stegen, even Manuel Neuer, who is obviously going to be a major part in the way this Germany side go forwards. And composure in these kind of situations, especially at a home tournament, is absolutely key. And it's this blend of experience with the youthful exuberance, which I think is going to take Germany to the latter stages of the tournament at the very least. I can even see them going on and really doing quite well. Musiala being able to create those opportunities, the same with Sané, and then off of the bench they have a number of game changers. Gundogan is one player that really comes to mind. I mentioned Pavlovic earlier. I do think they have some options, and going forwards they're a bit of a danger, and defensively they might be stronger than they've been in the last few years. They're really, really impressive. The weakness for Germany is twofold for me. While I do think that Kroos and Andrich are really good, experienced, level-headed players, especially Toni Kroos, I might wonder whether they have enough mobility in the centre of midfield to really stop the major transitional players that you're going to see from some countries. And then when you think about the players that they've got to come in, Pavlovic is a little bit young, but still not the most mobile. They're going to need to read the game very, very well. And then when you think about the way that they will defend against the transition, they might be left a little bit open. The second thing for me is out here in this right back slot. For me, I don't think Germany have an out and out right back who has nailed down the position like Mittelstadt has. So when we look at Joshua Kimmich, although he might be the best option, he's clearly, obviously, not a right back, and although he plays the position very, very well, you might wonder whether more of a specialist in this area might be a little bit more useful. That being said, of course they could try some other players here, but for me, with the experience, with the knowledge of the position that Kimmich has at the moment, I still would pick him. But it's still going to be an area that you can look towards that might be exploited by the likes of an Mbappe, even the likes of an Anthony Gordon, Rafa Leao, a number of players that could be able to exploit this position. So that is definitely one to watch. And both of these weaknesses might be tided over by the number of quality players that Germany have, but there's still things to look out for. This Germany side is absolutely stacked with talent, but if I had to pick one player who I thought you needed to look out for, it would be Florian Wirtz. He has been a sensation, a revelation for Bayer Leverkusen, and I think he could be exactly the same for Germany. Going forwards, I don't think they're going to be anywhere near as flexible or as dynamic if Wirtz isn't on his game or it isn't playing. Some of these statistics are just incredible, but what's even more impressive is the way he plays actually on the pitch. The eye test does not lie, and I've seen him pick up a ridiculous number of positions. He's able not only to drop a little bit deeper, but also to transition his game forwards into a more offensive kind of role. He's not willing to stay in one singular position. He's always moving from left to right, making sure that he's able to be that real linchpin, the creator for the side, but at the same time able to drive past the striker and create those goal scoring opportunities. He is an absolute monster when it comes to really creating shot creating actions. 6.59 shot creating actions per 90. He has 2.75 successful take-ons, 5.45 progressive carries, which we've mentioned, 8.67 progressive passes. He is fantastic, and if Germany are going to be doing anything on the top end of the pitch, Florian Wirtz will be involved. Mark my words, he's definitely a player to watch. Overall, I think the home nation for this Euros are going to have a really good campaign. They have a fairly favourable group. I think they get out with relative ease, and then you're looking towards the playoffs, then you're looking towards the knockout stages. And I think with the defensive partnership of Schlotterbeck and Rudiger, allowing for that extra defensive cover with Mittelstadt, Kimmich may be moving into midfield at times, allowing the likes of Andrik or Pavlovic to move forwards, all flowing through Florian Wirtz, allowing Musiala and Sané to do their things out on either side. And then you've got the goal scorer in Kai Havertz. Of course, other options are available, but for me, I think they have a load of talent, a load of exuberance, and a load of experience. And when it comes to being level-headed, when it comes to really stepping up at the big moments, I think these players are going to deliver. They're all really high quality. Some of them is in super form, and I can see them doing a lot of damage come the end of the tournament. But of course, guys, let me know what you guys think about Germany and the Euros coming up. Let me know how you think they're going to do in the comment section below. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you check out the rest of my previews for the Euros, and also stay tuned for our actual coverage of Euro 2024. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care.